everyone, welcome to another week's video. Today I have a new video for my favorite series, and as I mentioned in my previous video, I'll be swatching my favorite Rosa Gallery colors. I have a good few of their colors that I keep in this wooden box over here, and I really like them. I have just swatched all of my collection over here to refer to. So I prepared already this sheet where I'll be swatching them. Now I'm gonna zoom in a little bit so you can see better me swatching the colors. Here we go. So I'm gonna start with some blues, and in case you're not familiar with Rosa Gallery, they are a paint manufacturer located in Ukraine. They have other art supplies as well. I have never tried them. I only tried their watercolors. They are very affordable, and they have a nice variety of tones as well. They have released some new granulating mixes which are interesting, and some of them are in this list. Now I'm gonna start with the cerulean blue, which is PB36. It's a cool blue and it's granulating. You can already see the granulation here. I'm gonna try to use a bit more paint at the top for mass tone, and then dilute at the bottom. It's a really lovely cool blue. This is a lovely tone to paint water, for example. It reminds me of sea. Very nice tone. Then we have a staple color, which is cobalt blue, PB28. And this is usually an expensive color because all the cobalt pigments. So I wanted to try Rosa Gallery one and see if it's comparable, and I think it really is. So if you'd like to add some cobalts to your collection and you don't want to overspend, Rosa Gallery is a good option. They have other cobalts in their catalog. I'm gonna share other ones here in these favorites. They are very affordable, even considering the pigment. Lovely warm purplish blue. Now we have azure blue, and this is a convenience blue. I think it's also granulating. And this is a mix of PG26, which is cobalt green, PB15 column 3, phthalo blue, and PBK7, which I never remember which pigment it is. The black pigments, apart from PBK11, they always mix in my head, but I'm gonna leave it on the screen here. I never remember if it's ivory black or carbon black. It's a beautiful deep type of teal color with the granulation, with a bit of dark granulation coming through. Will be a lovely one to use for painting gemstones, for example. We have black green. Really like this one as well. It's a very dark green, like perylene green, I would say. But this is a mix between PB15, which is phthalo blue, PBK7 again, and PG7, which is phthalo green. Even though this is a mix, I really like this color. I think it's a great dark color to have in a color palette instead of black. I have used it together with some brighter colors and it really makes them pop up. Now we have Royal Green, which is another mix, and this is PB15 column 3 and PR101, so it's phthalo blue, and PR101 can be many different earth tones. It's also a dark bluish green, kind of a pine green type of color. I don't think this one granulates, but it's a nice tone. If you like cool greens, I like warm greens mostly, but I enjoy cool greens when they are bluish, more like bordering teal, which this one is not too blue, but I like it nevertheless. Now we have another green here, which is jade green, and this one granulates and also has color separation. It's a very beautiful granulating tone from Rosa Gallery. And I love green, so if there's a granulating green, I'll want to try it. It's not a very vibrant type of green, which is good also because then you can use it for natural subjects. Like this makes me think of alligators and lizards, but of course you can use for vegetation. It's a very interesting granulating mix. This one is PB28, which is cobalt blue we swatched, again PBK7 and PY42 yellow ochre. Now I have it here, a few more greens to share with you. As you can see, you will be able to see at the end of this swatching that a lot of my favorites are greens, which is not surprising. And now we have green quartz, another lovely granulating mix, and this is PB29 French ultramarine, PG26 cobalt green, and PY150 nickel azo yellow. See if I get the whole effect. Some colors, they look a bit different depending on how you swatch them, but in the tiny swatch I made, not always you can see the effects and the color separation of some of these colors, and green quartz is one of them. It looks pretty flat in my swatch, but when I checked a bigger swatch I made for a previous video here, it was way more interesting. We'll continue here, and this is a cobalt green medium. Is a lovely tone to have. It's a PG26, is a single pigment color, and it's present in many of the super granulating mixes from Schminke because it's a very textural color. So if you like granulation and texture, I would recommend getting this color and experimenting with it. Try mixing with yellows and oranges, even reds, blues, and you get a whole range of super granulating mixes. Again, for a very reasonable price. This pigment is very expensive in other brands. So it's good to have the option. Look at this granulation, it's already happening over here. You'll see when it dries. It's a lovely cool green, but again, you don't need to use it on its own. It will be very interesting in mixes. Then this is one of my, if not maybe the first color I got from Rosa Gallery, and still one of my very favorites from all of these ones. This is Aureline green. It's a beautiful, very bright olive type of green, and this is a mix between PY150, which is Nickel Azo Yellow, and PG7 Phthalo Green. It's a very simple mix that of course you could easily do on your own if you have these two colors, which are quite common across brands. But I like this tone so much that for the price of Rosa Gallery, I find it totally worth to get it as a convenience mix. I absolutely love this type of green, so it was a no-brainer for me. Now we are getting into the browns, and the first one is Golden Brown. It makes me immediately think of the song. It's actually playing in my head right now. And this is PY43 Yellow Ochre and PBR7, which I don't remember from the top of my head which pigment PBR7 is. I'll put it on screen as I'm editing. It is a granulating mix, very lovely. Let's see if I manage to show this granulation, diluting it a bit better. They have really nice granulating mixes in Rosa Gallery. Now we have another brown, and this is Cobalt Brown. Cobalt Brown is a mix between PG26, the cobalt green we just swatched, and PR108, which, if I'm not mistaken, is cadmium red. It's a very interesting mix, red and green, and has a lot of granulation. It's interesting, as you see first this kind of a reddish coming from the red pigment, but as the paint dries, you see the granulation coming from the green. It will change as it dries, it will be not as brown as it looks like right now. We have Royal Brown, which is also a pigment not a lot of brands carry, and I remember when I first started checking Rosa Gallery and which colors to try, I went to Kim Crick's review and I saw she mentioned this as a very unique and useful color to have, so I ordered it and I don't regret it because it's really a nice transparent reddish type of brown. I'm sure this would be useful for skin tones, portraits. It has this pinkish undertone and is a single pigment, so it can also use for mixes. Could use it in a palette instead of maybe burnt sienna, even though this is burnt sienna can be a bit more orangey than that, but I think it's a great earth tone to have. And the next one is Madder Brown. It's a PR101 and PR264. You have the single pigment for Madder Brown, which is PR206, which unfortunately was announced to be not in production anymore. And it's a lovely, lovely color. the single pigment one, but this color mix is also very nice. I really enjoy using it. It can be quite similar to the madder brown, even though there are some variations also. Some are a bit more muted than others, but I like how lively this madder brown mix from Rosa Gallery is, and it's quite different from the royal brown. I hope you can see this is a bit more bright and more reddish, if I can say so. This is red but a bit more muted and earth tone. Naples Rose, a pastel color. I don't use often pastel creamy opaque colors, but this Naples Rose I found very pretty and interesting, sometimes to add accents if you need some opacity or diluted. It can have a nice type of peachy tone. And this is a mix of PR101 and PW6. It's a very pinkish Naples color. Some type of Naples reddish tones are a bit more orangey. This is quite pinkish and I like it, and it goes very well with the ones above here, the madder brown and the royal brown. Another color that goes very well with this one is Coral. It's another one that is type of creamy opaque color, which I tend to avoid, but the tone is so nice that I make an exception for this one as well. It's a really lovely coral tone, and I have used it in the past together with the black green and a beautiful yellow that I'll be sharing soon at the end of this list, and they look great together. And this is a mix of PR4, PR2 and PW6. Another one that is also not usually light fast, but I really like to use, is Carmine. Their Carmine is PR170:1, and it's a very nice, vibrant, cool red. If you like vibrant pinks, this is for you. Very punchy tone, and I think it looks lovely together with the aureoline green if you want some very vibrant combination. Then another one of the new granulating colors I swatched in a previous video here is called Nightfall Violet. So this is a mix of 3 different pigments, has this very nice aubergine muted type of color, and this is PG26, the cobalt green, PR101 and PB29, ultramarine blue. I'll try to dilute it here well so you can see. It's a really, really lovely tone. A bit like a perylene violet type of color, but with granulation. And now I have some blacks and grays and yellows. cannot forget my special yellow. The first one is called Carbon Black. This was a nice discovery. I really like this color. This is PBK7 and PY42. It's a warm black. I usually tend to prefer cool blacks or neutral blacks if I'm using black like this already mixed, but this one has some slight texture and can be maybe less harsh than a true black because it has this warmth in it and the granulation, so it can bring a bit more interest into your subject. It'd be nice to paint a bird, for example, or I don't know, texture on stones. One of my absolutely favorites, it's cobalt gray. This is very well loved, this color. Has a big dent. It's a granulating mix as well. And this is a mix of PR108, so cadmium red, PB28, cobalt blue, and PBK7. I really need to check this PBK7 because it keeps reappearing, and it's a pigment that I don't know why, I never know by heart, but this mix, it's so pretty. I can already see the granulation appearing, and you see the slight undertones of blue and red. I think if I had to choose only one granulating mix from Rosa Gallery, that would be the one. It's really, really lovely. This would be great for rusty metal, or I don't know, statues, you know, something made out of stone, anything that can show a bit of patina. Now we have black grape, and this was another very nice discovery I had last year. It's a purplish type of black. I would call it almost a neutral tint, and it's so nice to use. I'm gonna put on the screen a painting where I used this color instead of black, and I really enjoyed it. I find it makes everything more interesting. It gives a bit of warmth, this purplish undertone, and it's also nice to do monochromatic paintings because it has a good range of values. I'm gonna try to dilute a bit better so you can see. This is a really, really lovely tone. It's an interesting one to have in a limited palette. You can use it to darken other colors, you can use on its own, you can use for color mixing. Now it's the moment of one of my favorite yellows of all yellows in the universe. This is golden yellow from Rosa Gallery, and this is PY110. I don't know what they did to create this yellow, but I absolutely love it. I love it so much that I bought a tube of it to put in one or more of my travel palettes because there's such a nice bright, oops, it's such a nice bright, luminous, but at the same time not garish yellow. It's a rich type of yellow, golden, really. The name is perfect, and it's kind of almost bordering orange, and it can be really nice also to mix greens. You can make very lovely warm greens with this yellow. And yeah, this is one of the top of all of these colors I'm sharing today. And the last one is another gold, which is quinacridone gold. It's a mix of PY151, which I don't remember seeing before. I have to check this one. PY42 yellow ochre and PR264. Another one I really like. It has a beautiful golden brown tone on mass tone, but if you dilute it, it turns into the most beautiful golden color. I think the PY151 must be maybe some type of nickel azo yellow color, because PY150 is nickel azo yellow, and one thing you notice with mixes containing PY150 is that it shines through. It's really luminous type of color, and I see this also here in this mix. Here is the whole swatch sheet of my colors. It's raining here now, so it's becoming quite dark. I'm not sure if the sun will make an appearance again, but I'll let this dry. I'll show you the close-ups of all these lovely colors. But yeah, what you can notice here, a lot of earth tones, neutral tones, greens, you know. These are my personal favorites, but it can change at any time. That's the beauty of checking your stock from time to time. You can always rediscover colors you thought you didn't like or you forgot all about. So I like doing this exercise and sharing those with you. So I'll see you soon with all the close-ups. So here I am back a few days later. All my swatches are dry now, so I'm gonna approach my camera and show you the close-ups of these beautiful colors. Here you have it, all my favorite Rosa Gallery watercolors. I really hope you enjoyed this video, that was useful to you. And if it was, don't forget to give me that thumbs up, leave your comment. I always appreciate reading your comments. And I hope to see you here soon. Bye!